We originally had a plan to expand about 30–50% our harvested area, and with the economic changes that have been now happening in the global economy over the last 3 to 4 months, we have actually decided to substantially slow down our organic expansion, and we will be only harvesting about 10% more next year compared to this year. This will leave quite a strong cash buffer on our balance sheet, because with the completion of the bond issue that we did in June, we got quite a lot of extra money that was all intended to be used for investments for financing the organic growth. However, with these markets today, we feel much better and safer to have a conservative approach, conserve the cash. We come back to the organic growth plans once the market has been stabilizing. Meanwhile, we could rather use the money in case there are available acquisition opportunities at distressed prices to make some takeovers of interesting assets, or just keep the money and see how the next 4 to 9 months will be spending out in the global economy. We have now seeded 61,000 hectares of winter crops. Last year we took winter crops of only 42,000 hectares. Out of the seeded area, about 54,000 has germinated well. This means it has gone through well the seeding. The crops have got enough rainfall to start growing, and they are ready to enter the winter period. The rest of the area, about 7,000 hectares, did not come through the seeding period. However, all the work we done on it will still be used in spring, because these areas will be reseeded with spring crops. And the write-off that we do because of losing the seeds on this is only less than 30,000 euros. It will be recorded in the fourth quarter financial statements. If we compare to the last year, then in 2010 it was a much more challenging autumn. The weather was not available in terms of rainfall, and we had a much bigger loss of the harvested of the seeded area, and we did not have the same amount of crop germinate well. So it's a relatively good autumn for this year. Storage is vital for having a possibility to retain the crop and choose the timing of the sale. This year we managed to sell forward some of the crops, but for example sunflower, which is the biggest crop value-wise for this year, no forward contracting was available. We cannot use the option contracts in Chicago or in Paris because the basis risk is too large, and there is very little correlation if one looks at 6 to 9 month periods. Therefore, having the storage allows us to keep the crop. We've done so with our sunflower harvest, and it allows us to sell it into the better market environment. And typically this better market environment in the local markets tends to be after the harvest period. If a lot of small farmers who do not have storage are forced to sell during the time of the harvest, the prices can be getting very seriously hammered, and you can have very low price environments during the harvest season. And we've seen this year the same effect with sunflower. Now once the sunflower harvest has come to an end, in the last 3 weeks alone the sunflower price has gone up 20%, and we are now looking to sell into this rising market. In Russia, what has recently happened, we can see a strong interest from local entrepreneurs as well as oligarchs to start making land investments. The reason for it, as we see it, is related to the overall uncertainty, where the Russians are uncertain where to put their savings. It's difficult to put it into any currency. Gold is a risky asset these days. Buying Russian land, however, for them is a very understandable investment. This has created a situation where we've been seeing clear increases in the offering prices of the land. In the regions where we have, when we recently did a transaction in Stavropol, for example, where in 2009 we paid for a hectare of land $370, the asking prices are as high as $1,000, $1,200, and there are several buyers who, for $900 price tag, would be immediately willing to buy this land.